Hey guys, what's up? This is Chris, and I've been away for a couple of weeks because I had my chest surgery, and I've done a personal video on my own channel about that. If you guys want to hit me up with any questions or just want to hear about what it was like for me, then I will put a link to my personal channel just in the description bar. Anyway, so I thought that if you guys have any questions in regards to the last few topics, then you can also contact me on my own channel. So for this week, I'm just gonna do just week 74 and week 75. I thought cramming too much is just gonna be it's just gonna be a bit pointless. You won't get much out of it that way. Um, anyway, so week 74. How do you think other people view you, and do you think their view changes when they know you're trans? I think that other people don't know much about being trans, and so, for example, when I first told people, it was really about education, and also with closer people, like helping them through some of their fears. Like, my sister thought that she was going to lose the relationship she had with me, and same with like my grandparents and stuff. But what I sort of tried to explain is that I was actually really always more like that brotherly um, part of her life rather than a sister. We never um, were into makeup together or clothes or boys or anything that sisters would be. I was always really protective of her and everything like that. So it actually, I knew that it wasn't really going to change anything, but I think that she needed to experience that along with my other family members and stuff as well. Um, so yeah, at the start when you tell people about transitioning, I think that they can view it like with a lot of fear, but after a while they realize that you're still the same person. I mean, some things are going to change, just like in life, things change anyway. It's not just related to why a person might change a few things about themselves. Um, but overall, people have been really supportive of me. You know, once they got over their fears and stuff, I think people, I'm very lucky. A lot of people are, friends and family have stuck by me with this. So, um, I think that in terms of other people viewing me different being trans, I really have experienced that a lot more recently than before. I mean, at my work, for example, I work somewhere where you can, just be who you are. But we had a huge turnover of staff, and a lot of straight guys were employed, and um, I just sort of have just been sick of outing myself to every single new person that I meet. So I'm at a point now where I will out myself in queer spaces, but generally, especially when it comes to straight males, I don't anymore. If it got to a point where I spoke to them about me being trans, that would be, fine at that point. But I don't feel, I don't feel like I'm treated the same when straight men do know. I like to be treated like one of the guys. I like, having those male sort of bonding conversations and hanging out with the guys and having some drinks and stuff and whatever. But I find that, like, if they end up knowing, I really find this more about straight men rather than anyone else. But when they end up knowing, they do sort of become a little different with you, not in a bad way. I don't think they can even help it. This is what I've realised. It's not in a judgmental way. It's just something I think that's programmed into people's brains that they can't help it. Um, for example, like I went out with some workmates, and this happened probably about 2 months ago. All the girls had ended up going home, and it was just the guys and myself. And anyway, this fight ended up happening. It wasn't a fault of anyone in our team. It was just miscommunication with another bloke. But anyway, and we all ended up getting hit in the process. And the one guy who was in my team who does know about me being trans, because he was working there the same time as I was before taking the hormones. Um, he ended up running in and just pulling me out, sort of thing. So I mean, you know, a lot of people will be like, well, that's good, you know, but for me, I don't like that. Like, I just want to be treated the same, you know, like the exact same. And he's a really nice guy. He's got a really good heart, but you know, I feel like that's why he pulled me out in that situation. Anyway, whereas the other guys see they didn't try and do that, and yeah, I just prefer. I just want to be treated just the same. That's all, you know. Um, anyway, so I think that's about it for that topic. Yeah, I mean, and also just like in terms of, you know, when you're around straight guys, like they don't um, straight bi males, like if they're making jokes and stuff and like their sense of humor, like I've noticed that other men when they've found out about me, they won't say a lot, you know, like they won't make jokes and stuff like they usually would, and um, yeah, it just like about sex or whatever, I guess, is more what I'm referring to, or girls or something like that, like anything really. It just, the bond sort of changes, I just feel like, and yeah, in a way that just makes me not really feel equal. Um, but look, in terms of other people viewing me different being trans, I think that yeah, it can happen the same like with girls. If you meet girls and they're interested in you, and then they find out you're trans, and you know, obviously they might be a bit different about it and stuff. So it's not always it's not always great when people find out. I think they can treat you different, but from my experience, it's been, you know, no one's like walked away from me or disowned me or anything like that. It's just there is a different treatment that you get afterwards, you know. Um, anyway, that's it for that one. And then week 75, trans trending. Do you think it's happening? Is it becoming cool to transition? What are your views on the idea that transitioning is a growing phenomenon amongst people who have otherwise lived as butch women? Um, I find this topic really, I don't know, I'm torn between a lot of different ways in how I feel with this. For one, I think like the first thing to point out is I've heard a lot about this on YouTube from American people, trans guys, lesbians, whatever. This really doesn't happen in Australia at all. People are not as educated in Australia about trans issues. Even within the queer community, they don't know about trans people. I'm the only guy that I knew was in the queer community, going out to gay events and stuff, who I knew was trans, until I actually got and I was a really big part of the community until I got involved in trans-specific events and stuff. Yeah, I didn't even know anyone. I know like a few people now, which is great, but it's mainly from going to trans-related events and stuff. So yeah, I mean, most people, like most lesbians that I was hanging around with and knew didn't even know what the deal was with transitioning anyway. People only really, I've found that people really only know about like people who are born biologically male and transition to women. That's well known, but not really the other way around. So it's definitely not a phase of being cool over here because it's not even known about. Um, but anyway, in terms of what I can sort of see is happening a bit around other parts of the world, I think that, I mean, it's hard for me to know when I'm not there, but from what I can sense of it, like our societies are becoming more open-minded, and with that, we've got more, you know, options available with technology. People's judgment is getting like slowly better over the years and stuff, and people are able to be themselves these days. You know, like people used to have to be in this black and white sort of role or box of who they were as male or female, and stepping outside of that was, you know, not accepted, um, you know, in society a while ago. But you know, that's all shifting, and with that is gender shifting as well. And so a lot more people are, you know, not having to stick into these roles, and able to be more freely themselves. And I think a lot more people that are like, say, genderqueer are coming out and being themselves because they don't have, you know, um, like even butch lesbians, you know, they don't have to wear dresses and this and that, whatever. So you're exploring your gender more because you're allowed to. And I think with that, it just opens more options and more, you know, thought provoking into who we are and what we can be in this world. For me, for example, I didn't, you know from a very young age, black and white, that I was trans, and I think it's something that changed with me over time. Um, so as I became more aware of myself, and did the whole stages of cutting off my hair, and I don't know, it just feels like it just progressed into this is who I am, and there were signs for sure the whole way along, but this is, I don't know, it's strange. Like, everyone's got a different path, and I think by labeling other people as transitioning just to be cool, I'd be very careful doing that, because I think there's a lot more layers into that than someone doing something like that to be cool. Um, that's just my opinion. Anyway, guys, I'll leave it at that. This is long enough. And yeah, hopefully we'll be able to update every week now. Might be a day or so late or early, whatever. But yeah, hopefully be able to do that. Okay, guys, I'll speak to you soon. Bye.